So I just filmed a real estate video in the middle of the Philippine jungle, and I wanted to show you the behind the scenes and how I'm actually going to edit a project like this. So there's a few things that I do, and I'm not going to say that I'm the best real estate editor or anything like that. For editing, there's a few things that I like to do different. I don't like to do the natural commercial real estate editing music that you probably hear all the time. So for this project, I knew that I wanted to have a more jungle and more open feel to this. I wanted to feel like a vacation resort or something like that. What I always use is I use Artlist. I'm not sponsored by them, but I love their quality, so this is where I get all of my music and sound effects. I'll jump through and I just have cinematic and electronic. This is what I'll use, and this should give me a good sounding song that will fit the feel that I want to get. So I always make 3 different sequences. I have my main, my selects, and my culling. So I'll take all of the footage that I've captured from that day, I'll throw it into that first sequence. Now, once it's inside of this sequence, I'm just going to go through and find the best takes. So everything throughout here, it's just sifting through, and I'll raise it to a second layer just like that. And that way, it's easy to find all my footage. I don't delete anything, and I know what the best shots are. So I'm just going to do that real quick to find those shots. So there's one thing that has significantly impacted all of my footage and has significantly improved me as an editor. And that was to cut the music to my clips. What I mean by that is when you go to edit a video, you tend to throw down your music and then you have your video clips, and you might get halfway through the song and you're out of your best shots. And so you think, well, let me just fill up the rest of the time with these average or okay shots. It's better to have a short, high quality edit than a long, average edit. So the hard part that I'm dealing with right now is I was on this trip, and one, I didn't have a gimbal, and for this whole shoot, I also didn't have a Cinewhoop. And I actually shot all the interior shots with a 5-inch drone. I just had to be careful that I didn't hit any of the walls or destroy anything. So probably not the best, but it got the job done. What I'm dealing with right now though is trying to go from the exterior into the interior, where I have cameras changing. It's like a FPV one shot into the Sony camera, where I know I have better footage from the Sony camera than I recorded on my GoPro. So I've edited the first initial draft of this, and there's a few things that I really wish I did when I was filming. And first, that was to have a clear plan of what I was actually going to do, or shooting for the edit. Now, where I messed up here is I can tell I wanted to do a couple one-shots with the FPV, and I also wanted to do some camera work. And realistically, I should have chosen either a one-shot or just camera work, not a mix of in between, because then you get mixed results. So you can see that it's drone shots and there's other shots, and I want this to have a lighter environment. But as you can see, it goes from a drone shot, and I didn't have a clean take of transitioning into here. Bad shot, it's going to be a horrible cut, but I'm going to have to find out some way to fix this. Same with right here. This is an open shot. I want to show off the area, and I have this drone shot. Would have been a lot better if I did a one take, or if I just focused on doing the camera, not both. But I do like this, where I go through, I kind of show off the area, weave around this, and I show off that there's steps right down to the beach, and it pans off with ending at the resort. Now, here's what I wish I did. Now, I was on limited time to film this with the drone. I also had limited time to do the camera. So I could only get a few shots with the drone, and then I had to focus on only getting the most priority shots with the camera. If I had more time and planning, I could have done better, and this would have looked a lot better. On top of this, if I was at sunset or sunrise, which golden hour here, sunrise was amazing. So if I shot then it would have been better than this daylight. I don't think this was horrible, but I don't think it was my best work or the best it could have been. If by doing a few of those changes that I've mentioned earlier, I think that I could have had a lot better video and have gotten a better result. So when you go to edit your video or to film for a client or to do any type of video editing or filming, always just try to plan for the edits and try to make sure that you don't make the same mistakes as me, because these definitely were things that I wish I could have changed, and I want to help you so you don't make the same mistake.